Hi guys, it's Hani here. Today here on Haniela's I'm going to show you how to make delicious vegan chocolate sugar cookies. You can find printable recipe on my blog, link is in the description box under the video. And now let's get started with today's recipe tutorial. In this recipe I'm using aquafaba in place of an egg. What exactly is aquafaba? Aquafaba is chickpea brine, so I'm gonna strain it through a fine mesh sieve and then we can add our flavorings. I'm adding instant espresso powder, vanilla extract, and also a little bit of almond extract. Whisk together to combine and then set it aside. To make these super chocolatey, I'm using cocoa powder. If your cocoa powder has lumps in it, please sift it. Don't add big chunks of cocoa powder into your cookie dough. So once you've done that, we can prepare our flour mix. I'm using all-purpose flour. I'm adding cornstarch, and I'm also going to add a little bit of baking powder. I'm not adding any more salt to this recipe because chickpea brine, my aquafaba, already has salt in it, and also I'm using vegan earth balance butter. And if you check the nutrition facts on the back, it states that it has sodium, and even when you taste it, it's very salty, so we don't need to add any more salt to this recipe. Now, as far as the sugars go, I'm gonna be using two different sugars, raw cane sugar and brown sugar. I'm gonna beat this with my room temperature vegan butter for about 3 minutes or so until it's creamy and it will turn pale in color. And now we are ready to add our aquafaba mixture. I'm going to add it in 2 additions, beating well after each addition. And now we can add cocoa powder all at once and beat on low speed at first, and then you can increase it to medium speed and beat it until blended together. You'll most likely need to scrape the bowl at least once to make sure that all of the cocoa powder is incorporated into the butter mixture. Now we're going to add flour in 2 additions, beating it on low speed. This cookie dough is on a softer side when you first make it. I'm going to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick between 2 sheets of parchment, and then we're going to chill it. Once it's chilled, it firms up a bit, and then you can cut out your shapes with a cookie cutter and transfer cut out cookies onto a baking sheet lined with parchment. So on each side I'm placing 1/4 inch rolling guide. Place the cookie dough in the middle and then place another piece of parchment on the top. Now slide it onto a flat tray or a cutting board or a baking sheet and refrigerate for an hour. After an hour, we can take it out, peel off both parchment sheets, keeping one parchment underneath. Now you can cut out your shapes and transfer the cookies onto a baking sheet. Gather the scraps. Cookie dough can become softer when exposed to room temperature, so if that's the case and you find it too soft to work with, you can again roll it out and stick it into the fridge for about 10-15 minutes, and then you can repeat. At this time, you should also have your oven preheated to 350 degrees of Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake these cookies for 10 minutes. The longer you bake them, the harder they become. So try not to overbake. Let them cool on a baking sheet for about 5 minutes or so. And then you can transfer them onto a cooling rack. Now let's see what these look like inside. These are so good. I've been munching on these for days. I had to make a new batch just so I could decorate these. And that's how you can make these no spread vegan chocolate sugar cookies. These cookies are crunchy on the outside and softer inside. They're so delicious. And I hope you guys will give this recipe a try. Let me know if you do. I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified about my new uploads. For all the recipes, visit hanielas.com, and I will see you next time.